Hello everyone. I'm very happy that you've come back to my channel. Today's story continues to revolve around Jack and Tu Tien, picking up from what happened previously. A day that was supposed to be peaceful, with nothing unusual, suddenly became an important turning point. A moment of change that even they themselves could not have anticipated, when fate arranged for them to meet a strange young woman, in a weak condition, pregnant, and lying unconscious by the roadside, in a quiet and deserted setting. At that moment, there was no hesitation, no time to weigh pros and cons, only an instinctive urge from deep within, that led Jack and Tu Tien to immediately approach, and decide to bring her home. A decision that might make many people hesitate, but for them, it felt completely natural, just like the way they have always lived, always choosing to help, whenever they can. Their small home, which had been accustomed to simple, quiet days, suddenly became busier, with one more person in need of care. The atmosphere in the house, though not noisy, was filled with concern, clearly reflected in every glance, every gesture from the both of them. Jack carefully arranged a place for her to rest, prepared everything necessary. Tu Tien stayed by the girl's side without leaving even for a moment. They didn't know who she was, didn't know what she had been through, but what they knew for sure was that her current condition required care and attention. When the doctor was invited over, the atmosphere seemed to pause. All eyes were fixed on the final conclusion. After a thorough examination, the doctor said that the girl was suffering from physical exhaustion, along with a prolonged mild fever, due to a lack of proper care. Fortunately, the situation was not life-threatening. It did not directly endanger her life, but it still could not be taken lightly. Especially, given that she was pregnant. Every treatment method had to be more cautious. Medication could not be used casually, like in normal cases. Therefore, daily care became the most important factor, and Tu Tien understood that better than anyone else. She began preparing each meal. Not anything complicated, but simple dishes, rich in nutrition, suitable for someone in a weakened state. Warm bowls of porridge, cooked with great care. Each small spoonful was not just food, but also concern and quiet affection. Not stopping there, Tu Tien also prepared milk, ensuring the girl had enough energy for herself and for the child in her womb. She even went out to the garden herself, picking handfuls of fish mint and sprigs of perilla leaves, familiar plants, yet valuable for natural healing. Each traditional remedy was carefully prepared, gently, patiently, without rushing, hoping the girl's fever would subside, and that she would gradually recover. These seemingly small actions, when brought together, created a warmth that was hard to describe. That small house had no luxury, no abundance of material wealth, but it was filled with human warmth. A warmth that came from sincerity, from the way they treated each other, and even a stranger. When the girl slowly regained consciousness, her eyes opened, but still carried fear, as if she had gone through something terrifying. Her body remained weak, her movements slow, and her memory seemed not yet fully clear. She only remembered that she had been lying on a pile of stones by the roadside, in a state of coldness and complete exhaustion. As for what happened before that, it was like a blank space, faint and difficult to grasp. Seeing her condition, Tu Tien did not rush to ask questions, did not force her to remember. She simply sat beside her, using a gentle voice to comfort her. Each spoonful of porridge was offered slowly, carefully, like how a loved one would care for another. There was no distance, no weariness, only pure concern. Gradually, day by day, through small conversations, the girl began to feel safer. Her eyes no longer filled with fear. Her voice became clearer, and her heart seemed to slowly open. She said her name was Lu, a simple name, not elaborate, not complicated, but carrying an unspoken sadness. Behind that name was not a peaceful life, but pain and losses that had built up over time. Lu choked up when speaking about her family, her voice trembling, as if each word was touching an old wound. She said that she had been rejected, no longer accepted, with no place left to return to. No one waiting for her, no one to welcome her, and no one she could rely on. Hearing that, Tu Tien fell silent for a moment, because what Lu was going through was not unfamiliar. Deep within her memories, she seemed to see her own past, from those earlier days. The days when she also felt alone, when she didn't know what to hold on to, when she had to keep moving forward, in silence. Because of that, the empathy didn't need to be spoken, yet it was clearly seen in Tu Tien's eyes. As for Jack, he remained quietly reserved. He didn't ask much, didn't show too much emotion, but his gaze was enough to say everything. Thoughtfulness, understanding, and compassion for the girl in front of him. Without much discussion, without much deliberation, the decision was made, very naturally. Jack and Tu Tien agreed to let Lu stay, at least until she fully recovered. A choice, not loud, not showy, but one that opened a new chapter in their story. In the days that followed, everything gradually became more stable, like a slow rhythm of life returning after the initial disturbances. Yesterday take over. No more lingering fevers, no more overwhelming exhaustion that drained her body. Her complexion slowly turned rosier. Her eyes were no longer clouded with gloom, but began to show signs of life again. She was no longer confined to lying in one place. She could walk on her own, take care of herself, and more importantly, she started wanting to do something, so she wouldn't become a burden. Small household chores were taken up by Lu voluntarily, even though Tu Tien tried many times to stop her. She refused to give up. From cleaning, folding clothes, to simple tasks like picking vegetables or washing dishes, everything she did with care. Not because anyone asked her to, but because she wanted to. Partly to express gratitude, partly to feel that she still had value, that she could still exist within the warmth of the home she was living in. That small house, already used to being neat and simple, now became even more organized, not because of any major change, but because of the presence of someone trying her best to adapt. From the outside, everything seemed completely normal. There was nothing unusual, no signs of concern. But, in a very small corner, something was quietly forming, silently, slowly, and almost impossible to notice. Something that Tu Tien had not yet realized, or perhaps simply hadn't clearly seen. during her time there, had many chances to interact with Jack. Not through long conversations, not through special moments, but through ordinary encounters. When he asked about her condition, when he reminded her to rest more, when he quietly placed a glass of water nearby, or simply threw a fleeting glance, but enough for the other person to feel his care. Those seemingly small things gradually created a change in Lu's heart. At first, it was just gratitude, a natural feeling toward someone who helped her in her hardest moment. But over time, that feeling no longer remained the same. It began to change, not clearly, not suddenly, but gently, quietly. In the most ordinary moments, when their eyes accidentally met, when Jack's voice echoed, when he stood close by. Inside Lu's heart, a strange feeling of every time Jack appeared, even if just passing by, or stopping for a few seconds, Lu would unconsciously follow him with her eyes. Not too obvious, not revealing her emotions, but longer than usual. Those fleeting glances gradually became moments she looked forward to. Sometimes, she would find a reason to start a conversation. Nothing important, just casual questions. Asking about his work, asking about his daily habits, asking things that perhaps she already knew the answers to, but still wanted to hear again from him. Not to learn more, but to have a little more time. A little more time to stand close, to talk, even if only for a few brief sentences. Day by day, Lu began to notice more. Jack's habits were no longer unfamiliar. She knew he woke up early, knew he liked quiet mornings, knew he didn't talk much, but observed everything carefully. Even the smallest details, like how he held a glass of water, or his habit of adjusting things before leaving. All of it was remembered by her, naturally, as if it had become part of her thoughts. And then, in moments that seemed coincidental, Lu began appearing at just the right time. When Jack needed something, she was already there. When he was working, she quietly brought him a glass of water. When help was needed, she was the one who stepped forward. These actions, not too obvious, not attention-seeking, but repeated again and again, like a way to shorten the distance, to create small opportunities that would be hard to notice without careful attention. To outsiders, it was just enthusiasm, the way someone being helped wanted to give back. But to Lu, every action she took carried a different emotion, a feeling she could not name, did not dare to admit, and did not know how to face. Those subtle emotions quietly grew, in silence. No one spoke of it, no one noticed, and no one truly understood what was really happening. Only that, deep inside Lu's heart, something was changing. Small, but enough to make everything no longer the same as before. Meanwhile, Tu Tien remained as carefree as ever, still looking at everything with simple, gentle eyes, without suspicion, without questioning even once. To her, what was happening was nothing more than an act of kindness between one person and another, something completely normal, just like the way she and Jack had always chosen to live. She believed that letting Lu stay, taking care of her while she was still weak, was the right thing to do, the natural thing to do, and carried no other meaning. In Tu Tien, there was no complexity, no distant assumptions, only sincerity, and the desire to help someone in need. Because of that, she never realized that within that familiar space, something was slowly changing. Not loud, not obvious, but quietly forming, little by little. A new kind of emotion was silently emerging, right inside the home she trusted so deeply. It did not reveal itself clearly. There were no easy signs to notice, yet it was enough to disturb the balance that once existed. And the most striking part was that the person closest to it was also the one who had not yet noticed. Tu Tien continued her daily routines, still caring for Lu, still showing genuine concern, as if nothing had changed. She kept her gentle smile, spoke with the same warm tone, still believed that everything unfolding was exactly as it should be. And Jack, did he truly notice nothing? Or within his familiar silence, had he already begun to sense those subtle shifts happening around him? A glance that lingered just a little longer, appearances that seemed perfectly timed, questions that felt casual, yet repeated more than once. Were all of those things enough to catch his attention? Or to Jack, was everything still simply normal? Nothing worth worrying about? Perhaps, at this moment, everything had only begun from one side. One side quietly feeling, quietly changing, and quietly keeping it all inside. While the other side had not truly stepped into that story yet. But emotions, once they appear, are rarely the same as before. They do not stand still. They do not stop. They continue to grow, over time, little by little, gently, yet enough to create a difference. And when they cross a certain line, everything may no longer remain simple. An act of kindness, born from goodwill, seemingly pure, seemingly clear. Could it unintentionally become the cause of troubles no one ever wished for? Will the balance in that small home continue to hold, or slowly be disrupted by things left unsaid? And if those feelings continue to grow beyond control, where will everything eventually lead? Questions, still without answers, remain quietly present amid days that seem so peaceful. If you find this story engaging, don't forget to like, drop a heart on the video, and subscribe to support the channel. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Share how you feel, and try to guess what Lu will do next to get closer to Jack. A gentle step forward, or something more direct. Everything still lies ahead. And don't forget to watch the next episode, because what comes next may bring changes no one could have expected.
Xin chào tất cả mọi người đã quay trở lại với kênh của mình nhé. Hôm nay thì mình vừa đến mọi người video về câu chuyện của Tu Tien và Jack nha mọi người. Như mọi người cũng đã biết thì Tu Tien và Jack là một cặp đôi khá là nổi tiếng và cũng đã yêu nhau rất là lâu. Trải qua nhiều khó khăn thì ở tập trước thì cả hai trên đường mà đi chợ về, Tu Tien đi chợ về gặp Jack thì cả hai cùng đi về thì có cứu một cô gái này tên là Lệ thì đưa cô về chăm sóc. Và Lệ thì sau khi tỉnh lại thì thực ra cô gái này thì đang có bầu. Tu Tien rất thương hại và giữ cô lại chăm sóc. Tuy nhiên qua quá trình tiếp xúc, có thể là do Lệ là một người chịu tổn thương nhiều nên là khi thấy sự quan tâm chăm sóc của Jack thì cô cũng nảy sinh một chút gì đó tình cảm và cô cũng đã bày tỏ cái lòng mình với Jack. Tuy nhiên thì Jack đã nói cho cô hiểu và cũng thông cảm cho cô vì thật ra cô còn quá nhỏ để có thể nhận thức được những điều đó. Vậy thì mọi người có ý kiến như thế nào về câu chuyện hôm nay? Hãy để lại ý kiến cho mình ở phần bình luận và đừng quên đăng ký kênh của mình để đón xem những video tiếp theo nhé. Tạm biệt mọi người.